Hello and welcome back, everybody. DL here, and I'm back with another guide. This guide will be talking about Wyrmprints. We will mostly be talking about early game Wyrmprints, specifically free options, that way you guys can cut down on Wyrmprint costs, how to generally build units for early game without consuming too much, more or less really buying optimal prints that can be used on just about everybody. Then eventually we will go into optimal prints depending on what the kit is, that way you guys can try and do it by yourselves. Hopefully you guys do find this helpful, and this should be able to get you really up and running in hopefully some early-ish endgame content and just content in general. Say for example solo high midgard and soloing an Aito stage. You should be able to do those with these tips. Now, when we talk about Wyrmprints, we're talking about these, just in case if you are not aware of. Just to very quickly break these down, they do a variety of things. So obviously the skill damage here, whenever you use a skill, its damage is increased by 30%. Flurry strength, this one I'll pull up for you guys. It will increase your strength by 20% when the comma count is 15 or higher. So if hit 15 comma count, your strength will then increase by 20%. Very simple. But then otherwise, we then have others when still other conditions are met. When the enemy is in the break state, you do increase damage by 30%. Very good. And also someone buffs are active. Let's say for example here, your strength will increase by 10% for 15 seconds each time a defense buff is received. Very, very simple. But then we still have some then we even have some other defense ones as well. This one, for example, your defense increased by 10%, HP 70% or above. Recovery opponency, your recovery skills will recover more by 13%. And I'm very sure there's one more. Oh yes, actually. Then also there are some other prints that are limited to a certain weapon type. Say for example this axe skill damage here. It is more powerful, yes, but it's only applied to axes as well as the crit rate accordingly. But then also we have something like a skill haste. It will make you charge your skills just a little bit faster. Then this one's also a pretty unique one actually. You gain skill prep whenever you connect with a force strike. This one is a very handy one. For example, it is a very unique print, but it is honestly not bad at all. But that is but that's generally what Wyrmprints can be used for. You obviously can build some for more buffers, some healers, and some damage dealers. Now, before we progress any further into using your Eldwater for Wyrmprints, I want to quickly mention that some Wyrmprints, they can be dropped for absolutely free. Dropped or even exchanged in some cases. For example, events, they always have 1 or 2 free Wyrmprints available. It is recommended you do them because you never know when one of those free options can be very, very good. But however, if we were to go down to the event compendium, most of these do have a free Wyrmprint in there. I say most because stuff like Forgotten Truths and actually no, I think it's just a Forgotten Truths. Other than that, something like Fractured Futures, they have a free print. Accursed Archives, they got a free print. One I specifically do want to mention actually is actually Trick or Treasure right here. This download should be pretty quick actually because I need to select it now. But however, you can earn a free print called Plunder Pals. Let's see if I can pull one up here. It should be pretty high up here actually, because Plunder Pals, that will increase skill damage by 30%, and it's absolutely free. It's not here. Okay, treasure trade, or did I get them all already? I got them all already. Okay then, because of Plunder Pals here, this is a free print. and skill damage at 30%. You can get a free skill damage print, amazing on damage dealers. I honestly can't list every single free Wyrmprint because that will just take a lot of time, and also more will always be added via events and in the compendium. So what I recommend is that when in doubt, just start to go through the compendium, look through them, see what, and just in short get them all, because it's free for you. There's nothing wrong with free. One other thing, the main difference between free and purchasable Wyrmprints is that free Wyrmprints, they're a lot cheaper to invest in. They're a lot cheaper, but the downside is that they have less stats. So it's not as much might you will be obtaining, but however, you will be starting to use units a lot better. Now then, that about covers it for free Wyrmprints. Let me actually look at upgrade. Nope, that's the wrong tab. That's Force of Habit. Let's actually look at investing in prints. All right. Now then, when it comes to investing in Wyrmprints, it's mostly the HP and Strength, Unbinding, and the copies. Copies, those can be important a lot later on / early on. Actually, around that middle ground when you're collecting, not as much, but mainly early on because you will not have a lot of Eldwater. It will be cheaper to invest in free copies rather than fully investing in that than into other stuff. That's why that would be recommended. But also Unbinding here. Keep in mind, this is a 2-star, so the LR cost is significantly lower than normal. Do keep that in mind, but you can get to a bit of Eldwater being consumed in purchasable prints. Free prints, obviously not as much, but also you will have access to keys. I should have a key or two in here. Okay, so I only have silver key right now, but this key, it can freely unbind a 4-star print. These are obtained for free. Actually, via events, you can even get them in the event compendium as well. These will save you Eldwater in the long run. I do recommend you use these on purchasable prints accordingly. And also, there is another item called Golden Keys. Golden Keys are for the 5-star Wyrmprint, but in order to get Golden Keys, you can either earn one outright, or you can earn Golden Fragments. Golden Fragments can be used to trade for a Golden Key via the Treasure Trade. You need 10 of these to get 1 Golden Key. Not bad at all. And once again, I do recommend you use them on purchasable copies rather than free copies, because once again, the cost is just that much steeper. Now actually, I'm going to fully unbind this because for some reason I never owned this print. Even though it's a 2-star, I never owned it for some goddamn reason. And also one thing, I know I did mention this before, but the Wyrmprint, it does update its art after the second unbind. So do keep that in mind. And also every unbind, it will increase whatever that that ability does. Very nice. So now I'm just going to fully invest into this. Now then, these items here, Holy Waters, these are available in 3 stages, bronze, silver, and gold, exact same as like dragon fruit and gold crystals. Exact same way those are. These you can also get dropped from the compendiums as well. So compendiums are a great ticket for your Wyrmprint needs. I do recommend you do go through them anyway, because you will be working up your facility as well from each of them, and or working toward the free unit via Fractured Futures and Forgotten Truths. I highly recommend them. And now, once again, copies, do keep in mind, once again, much less Eldwater than normal, but copies, this will allow you to own, obviously, multiple copies of the Wyrmprint. Because when you first buy one, you only have 1 copy. Therefore, you can only equip it on 1 unit for that team of 4. You can buy up to 3 additional copies, making it so that you can then equip more than one per the team, but still you can only equip 1 Wyrmprint per character. I'm personally not going to copies of this because it's only a 2-star, but very straightforward in my opinion. Now though, let's actually look at a more endgame team here, for example. That way you guys can try and get an idea at how to generally build these Wyrmprints. So then, this one right here for so my Patia here, for example, alright? She has 2 skill haste prints. Now though you're probably asking, why do I have 2 skill haste? The reason why I have 2 skill haste is because I'm making sure that I cap on the skill haste. Because as you can see, it says max next to it. For skill haste prints, that is the maximum amount of haste I can get. In which will obviously, just if you work through the math, it is 16%. I'm only wasting 1%. When it comes to early game, try not to waste percentages, because, well, for example, I have seen people put like 2 skill damages on, in which, well, there is no low percentage skill damage either. It's 30% or 40% for 5 stars. I've seen people equip like 3 skill damages. That's not how that works. You're only getting 40% maximum. So I do not recommend stacking too many Wyrmprints like this. Like, well, even these buff times down here, this is still very, very situational. And the main reason why even this is used is actually for this up here. And this can actually drag into something else. Affinities. Affinities, when you match up certain icons, and which obviously for these two, it's this green, like almost healing looking one, you will get a bonus. In which, well, honestly, all right here is all affinities. You can get a skill damage 10% when you have 4 of the crowns, broken punisher 10% when you get 4 of the dual flags, strength when you get 4 of the dual swords, skill haste, it's 3 or 4. They will differ in percentages. The lance is 2 to 4. Dragon damage is 2 to 4. Then just 2s for all the reses, and even the buff time is from 2 to 4 as well. So you can most definitely have some very, very interesting combinations. Now, obviously for this Patia here, she's meant to get skills fast and make sure the skills last a long, long time. This is an example of a great support unit set. But healing double buff, by the way, this is another free print, actually. So yes, free prints can even be used in endgame as well. Yeah, just great print, and this is mainly used because she's a defense buffer. Let's say, for example, you are using like a strength buffer, like Noelle, for example. You would not want healing double buff because she's not giving defense buffs. She's just giving strength buffs. That is just an example. Now then, let's move on to a DPS unit. All right. So here we have my Belna. Now, though, this will also go into team building just a little bit because as you can see, I'm running a strength double buff print. And the only reason I'm running that is because I have Patia on the team, who is known for her defense buffs. So therefore, every time she gets a defense buff, she'll get a strength buff in combination of that. Then from there, I then have 2 dagger prints, because obviously she has a dagger. Those will be better on her than the general prints. That is moving a little more into endgame stuff. Then from there, I then have a Punisher print, which will allow me to do even more damage depending on my teammate. In which, luckily for me, I do have someone who can poison, aka my Gala Alex. Now moving in a little bit further, very similar setup, sword, because obviously she is a sword. That will be more potent on her. Poison Punisher, she's initiating her own poisons, so she'll be doing more damage. Strength double buff, because Patia exists. Broken Punisher. A Broken Punisher, I feel like, is a very handy print in general to own, because when the enemy's in break, you naturally do more damage. You're just allowing that damage to shoot up even further. Then for their healing double buff, the reason why I don't have healing double buff on Patia is because for her kit, she wants to be below 30% HP, in which she can do that all by herself via her second skill when she's outside of a mode she has called Dragon Drive. That's something that I'll be into more mechanics based. So don't worry too much about Dragon Drive and dragons and whatnot. I should cover that at a future point. Now, because she does not want to be at full HP, she naturally does not want to heal. Galax, on the other hand, she does not care. Therefore, having that extra survivability via the healing double buff, every time she gets a defense buff, she'll begin to heal. That's going to be very handy for her. But that's also why I have someone like Grace on, for example. Just in case if you don't know what Grace does, she's a stupid healer, best healer in the entire game, debatable best unit in the entire game. Get her. But Grace, she does not heal standardly, she just gives life shields, so therefore she will pair beautifully with Belna. But however, moving into her prints now, I gave her more HP, because how healers work in general is that the more HP you have, the bigger the difference in max HPs is, the more you're going to heal. Because that's also how the healing formula works. So therefore, having more HP is just going to make you heal even more. Very nice. And in her case, give more shields. HP 70% is defense. I have this on because just when she is a max HP, while she's hiding behind that shield, she'll be taking even less damage. Once again, skill haste after she gets her skills faster. Healing double buff. That way, once when she nukes her HP down into the red, whenever she gets a defense buff, she will start to heal. She can give herself a defense buff, as well as Patia supplying lots of defense buffs. She will really start to heal her HP back up. Then, whenever someone either runs out or runs low on shield, she can just nuke herself down again, give everyone a full shield, rinse, and repeat. And also, I have light res here. This is more situational for the type of content you are facing. Light res in general is great on tankers, because once again, it will just initiate them to take even less damage and fulfill their role a little bit better. She's in it for the long haul right now. And which will also, this is another free Wyrmprint. I hope you're seeing a pattern here. Get the free Wyrmprints. They are definitely not bad. They have their usages. But well, that is just an example of a more endgame team. But however, hopefully you guys should now know what prints. Well, wait, no. I did forget to mention one thing. I forgot to say which prints in the shop are really good. I did forget to say that. But for me, I can't access the shop. The main reason I can't is because I own every single Wyrmprint in the game. I own every single Wyrmprint, so we're going to dive into my box. Alright? So, as for very, very good Wyrmprints, a very general... let's actually sort this a little different way. Let's sort it by Affinities, sure. Let's not do it by it. No. I don't know what I'm doing! Fuck! Let's fuck it. Rarity. God damn it. Alright. Okay, so a very general Wyrmprint you can start off with via purchasing in order to get yourself started. Very good one actually is a Crystalline Envoy. This is just outright a strength buff as long as you have a certain amount of HP. Very handy actually. The reason why I might say that over the flurry strengths is because you're required to keep a combo count. If a unit is not good at keeping a combo, it's not exactly recommended. So therefore, having a Crystalline Envoy as a good start, that is a very good one for a strength print. You did see me mention strength double buff before. This is a powerful print. You could pick it up just if you are having defense buffers. But however, just if you don't, you can skip out on it. Mainly Passia and T-Hope are prime examples of this. Dragon Claws, you did see me talk about Dragon Claws probably in other videos. This is mainly used on dragon units. If you're not worrying about dragon units, do not worry about it right now. But however, a very good, actually, 4-star print you can pick up is actually Beautiful Nothingness. This is just a less potent version of Crystalline Envoy. But however, having 4-star and 5-star options, debatably even some 3-star options available to you, it just allows for much more a customization, and also 4 stars are typically a little bit cheaper. So definitely keep this print in mind, just if you are severely lacking on Eldwater. And in which there are also some strength to double buff options for 4 stars as well. I would recommend Sisters of the Anvil first, because not only is it a dragon damage affinity, therefore it has more uses. It's the 10% versus the 8% of Happy Times up there. So now let's actually look at Force Strike. This is actually very simple. I would recommend picking up the 4-star prints that have an affinity. So you really only need to purchase 2. Night Stalker, that's one. Here Come the Sealers, that's another one you can purchase. The Warrioresses, and that's another one. That was honestly a very simple one, but these can be really good on 4-strike centric units. Very, very good. Crit rate, it's a very tough one. There are prints here that obviously, with a certain weapon type, you can pick those up. I would recommend only picking them up if you're maining that weapon type. So, for example, if you're not maining bows, don't pick these up. If you're maining bows, pick these up. Now, though, I would say a general one you can do is actually Levin's Champion, because it's just outright crit rate as long as you keep a certain amount of HP. Very, very good. There are flurry options. I would just hold out on those a little bit. There are also element locked options and just pure weapon type options. Once again, only pick those up if you will be maining those. However, very good ones I would say would actually be Dueling Dancers, because once again, not only a dragon affinity print, but crit rate is just hard to come by. That's honest. Crit rate is hard to come by, so flurries are going to be one of your better options for a general print. Yeah, crit rate is just kind of hard to fill in. So try and keep more flurries in mind. Just if you aren't safe on flurries, you can do one with the shadows for 6%. It's just not as good, obviously. Crit damage. Before I mention anything, this is a Wyrmprint that is the most stupid Wyrmprint in the entire game. Feline Hospitality. It is a limited print, sadly, but however, even in the future, if you see this ability, that is a 100% you must pick it up. All right, that's the only reason I'm mentioning this. You might not have it, but you must keep this in mind because a lot of endgame content revolves around this. If anything comes up for this, you are purchasing it, you are maxing it, you are getting 2 or 3 copies of this. This is a valuable as shit Wyrmprint. So anyways, general crit damage, Moonlit Party, very, very a good option. But however, Surfing Siblings, this is a free option. I do recommend you pick this up if it is in the compendium. It should be in the compendium because of the Popstar Siren event. If I'm correct, at least. I could be wrong on that, but we'll just know this is a free Wyrmprint. Other crit damage options. This is it. Like a Chariot Drift, that's pretty much the only other crit damage option. So do keep that in mind. And honestly, the Manicaster and the Wind don't even worry about that one, because once again, this is the exact same percentage. Manicaster would only be for Manicasters, really. This is going to be a valuable one for a lot of players, actually. This is where all your Punishers are, actually, and a couple other little tidbits mixed in here. Punishers are very, very valuable. Only pick up a Punisher as long as like your team or your teammates or the character themselves apply. Say, for example, you are on a fire team and when someone burns, you might want to pick up some Me and My Besties, because it's Burn Punisher 30%. Or say, for example, you're on a light team and someone paralyzes, you would want to pick up a Paralyzer Punisher print. Very, very, very straightforward. Now, though, a couple other options. Stun Punisher. Hold out on this one a little bit, because Stun, it's not meta exactly. And also, it lasts for such a short time anyways. Like not too much worth picking up. But honestly, this art, though, is nice. Like I love Lothna. I just love Lothna. A Poison Punisher, that might be a worthy pickup for a lot of people, mainly because Poison actually is on 2 elements. It's on Dark and Wind. They are special like that. So therefore, this immediately has double the usage. So do keep that in mind. You should pick up Broken Punisher, actually, because Broken Punisher, in case you couldn't tell already, it is pretty useful whenever you are breaking bosses. You're just doing a lot more damage in break, utilizing that small gap of time, and absolutely laying it into them. Broken Punisher is very worth, in which there is also a 4-star print for Broken Punisher. If I can find it. It's all down here, that's why. Sambers of Lore. This one is also pretty worth, because it's only a 5% difference. That's something else. 5% difference, that's big. So that one's very worth. There's a Poison Punisher here, which is also 5% difference. You can pick that up. Frostbitten Punisher. This is the only Frostbite in the game. Just if you are using Frostbite units, this is worth. Bleeding Punisher, and which there's a 5-star as well. Bleeding is the stupidest affliction in the game. It might not stack as much as the others, but it doesn't go away. It can be applied to any boss. So that's why it's at a lesser percentage, because it's always active. Well, it could be always active as long as you afflict it correctly. So definitely do keep bleeding in mind. But one more worthy print down here is Overdrive Punisher. This is the only Overdrive Punisher in the entire game. If a boss is in overdrive for a long period of time, you are doing overall a lot more damage on the boss. This is going to be a good print for more endgame stuff, but still a really good print to pick up. Just a couple other very quick options. Wish Upon the Yule Tree. This is a great defense print, in which you can also still pick up Egg-Shaped Dreams as well. This is still a very good option for defense based stuff. And not too much of defense options, actually. It's really those two. Damage reduction. This is also a big one, actually. First of all, just if you are struggling on the high dragons, you can work up these Wyrmprints. These are 100% free. You get these from grinding IO. This is only if you are really struggling. Beyond that, other than that, you can ignore them entirely. Reses mainly go down to these 4-star options here. You should try and acquire one of each res, because they're just handy. For example, I'll find the Sun. I know that's a free print, but I don't know when that's coming back. I don't know. Like, honestly, this is a free print available all the time via Fractured Futures, and just the others are via purchase. This one might be limited because it's Dragon Eel based. I don't know. I don't remember off the tip of my head. In which will there are 2 5-star options as well. I know of Tricks and Treats is a free print. I don't know about Happy New Year. That might be New Year's limited. It could be in there now, but once again, that's only if you are struggling on some content. In which also there are the other worms as well. Reses, don't need to worry too much about them, honestly. Shields I'm going to ignore. There's nothing. Skill Haste. Recommend you pick up a few Skill Haste prints. The most important one is Jewels of the Sun. This one, a very, very powerful print. This one is recommended you pick up and invest a couple copies into. Very, very powerful. There are a couple of elemental ones. This one I know is free. It comes around Valentine's Day. So definitely make sure you keep 1 copy of this. At least. You can invest in more whenever. This one is a very good print because it doesn't stack with regular Skill Haste. You can stack this on top of Skill Haste as long as you have more allies alive. You can get this via Fractured Futures as well if I'm correct. So this print is definitely worth keeping and maxing out just in case if you want pure skills. Very, very useful on support units. Striking Haste, don't worry about it too much. I recommend picking up Castle Cheer Corpse as well. It does have its unique uses, but it's a very unique print. It is very good on support units as well. So I would recommend picking it up whenever you are going to hyper invest in a support unit. Seaside Memory actually is not bad at all because this actually can stack beautifully with Jewels of the Sun as a 4-star option. Once again, still amazing for support units, and beyond that, that's about it. On the 3-star options, these should drop naturally for you, so don't worry about them too much. Honestly, you should get them as is. Okay, so skill damage, this is a big one, alright? This is going to be a big one because you actually have 2 free options in here. You have Hitting the Books. I know for a fact this one is available in the Event Compendium via the Accursed Archives. You can work up a Dark Facility at the same time. This is a free skill damage print, very good. And Plunder Pals, I did mention this as well in the earlier videos, so I'll just breeze over that one. And other than that, skill damage has a lot of weapon options. Obtain the weapon options whenever you need them. All right, do not solely invest just like just in case. I would say purchase when you need them. It's important to save Eldwater wherever you can and pick priorities for keys. These are great priorities for keys. 4-star options, do not worry about, in my opinion. This one's also a big one, skill prep. There are 2 skill preps you should really worry about. You should worry about one 5-star one being 50%, then worry about Rogue's Banquet. These both are 50%. When you put both of these on a unit, they gain 100% skill prep. Very good. I recommend only getting 2 of these once again, one 5-star, then Rogue's Banquet. Recovery Potency, you only really need 2 options. You can get 2 of these for free. This one is free via Valentine's Day, and this one is free in the Event Compendium right now. It is a Wish for Wins. This is great for healers that want to heal more, but also, I don't think any of these are free, but I would recommend picking up the Maid Crusade. Mainly because it has a buff time affinity on it. This can be good when they also have skills tied to them that give additional buffs. And also it's only a 3% difference, so it's not going to kill you at all. Still, recovery potency, pretty nice. Effect duration. This one is going to be pretty quick, actually. First of all, this one is free. This one is a very good free one for win units. Very good. Highly recommend you pick up this one. Highly recommend. And other than that, you could pick up proper maintenance. I wouldn't recommend it too much because mostly you would be focusing on From Whence He Comes, very, very good purchasable option, as well as the 3-star. The main reason I mention the 4-star and 3-star is because they share a buff time affinity, while both of them are buff time 20%. You are wasting 10%, but however, the affinity is picking up 5%, plus any other options you have in your 5-star slots. So technically, these two prints, they can give you 35% buff time total, which is going to be very, very nice for only consuming 2 slots. Then as a bonus, you have the affinity-based ones. Those are all free. None of these are available in the compendium at the moment of me recording this, but once again, I would just say still pick up every free Wyrmprint. Don't worry too much about debuff skill time. This is more of a situational print, but honestly, I just like the art a lot because it's Ilya. Honestly, I like God. Any other options in here actually? Okay. Okay, so actually, these 2 options down here, the 4-star options, don't worry about the 5 stars. These 4-star options, they actually do have their usage. Energy double buff. This is going to be useful on double buff comps relying on defense buffs. Just if you're not relying on defense buffs, do not worry about this print at the moment. Only worry about it when you're going to get those. And 30 hits equals energy level up. This is actually, for example, a good print on Joker. This is mainly used on someone who relies on combo time, so don't worry too much about this, really. But this could be useful on someone who's already giving energy levels. We are moving into a little bit of layer stuff, so this should be pretty quick from here on out. Dragon damage, only get Entwined Flames. Like this is the only dragon damage print you will ever use, really. So just pick up this one. Only good for dragon comps. So just if you're not doing dragon comps, you can ignore this entirely. Dragon time, don't worry about this. No one really uses the dragon time anymore, because you play correctly and you're getting all the dragon time you really need. Dragon gauge. Pick up the Shapeshift Prep 3-star. Make sure you max it out. Very cheap option. Very handy for raids. Incredibly handy for raids, just for everybody who is using a dragon base unit. Very, very good print. Recommend investing in it. HP recovery. This print is free. This print is very good. Get Max's print out. This print, once again, only worry about this for double buff comps, but this print is a very good Wyrmprint for that. Recommend 3 or 4 copies. Really, really good. And now we're moving into a little bit more of free prints, because for example, these are all free prints. These are all event compendium based. Reses. These actually can provide useful, more for solo comps, not so much for early game. Do not worry about these if you are early game. You worry about these a little more later game. So for now, you can skip over this. Nullification. These are all guards. These are all... this one is free, for example, actually. Is there another free one? Technically this one, but it's Monster Hunter only. Only pick these up for later game as well. You don't need to worry about them too much earlier game, because for example, there actually is a cheese comp for Volk, actually, for support units that uses Flame Guard and Water Guard. That way you're guaranteed a stun res on a sleep res unit. That is actually pretty powerful, but once again, only worry about that later. Only when you're really trying to do solo comp stuff. For now, do not worry about those. And other, Study Rabbits. This is definitely pick up, do 1 or 2 copies. This is a very good print, actually. This is really, really good. I recommend it. And this one is free for Valentine's Day, and this one is free in the event compendium via the Dragon Yule event. It's the water facility with Christmas Cleo on it, who's right there. This and the Valentine's Day. These give additional player experience. I do recommend you pick these up because in co-op you can have this on the bench and you will still get increased XP for every co-op stage you clear. Very useful Wyrmprint. I do recommend you pick up this for free. You only need 1 copy. You should not invest in multiple copies. It does not stack. Does not stack. Because also, this ability does not stack with other similar abilities. The highest value will be applied. Max of 10%. Don't bother with it. Don't bother getting more copies. So I know I just went on a long tangent. Hopefully I gave you guys a list now at Wyrmprints that are of great general use, that are free, and can provide a lot of usage to you. I do hope that this video has helped you begin to build up general units. Just if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And also feel free to join the Discord as well. We have a lot of people in there. A lot of people are joining. We are helping a lot of people right now. So, if you need help, do not be afraid to ask. We have people in there who are always helping other people. And me personally, I would love it as well to see that really expand even further. So, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video that I post. I'll see ya.